let's get. All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving our praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to see how much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this morning's lesson, I wanted to do a response video into this video here that was put up by Jason A here on YouTube. And as you can see, the title of his video reads, Trump and Bill Gates announce the beast system. So I'm going to play this video here, I'll react to it, get some scriptures, I'll do a little commentary, and I pray that it is edifying. So let me just start it here from the beginning. Make sure my audio is good. All right, here we go.
According to Bill Gates, you only need these invasive electronic tattoos. And he is actually touting them to be a far more subtle alternative to today's mobile devices. But here is the truth about what is actually signifying. Think again, and think again deep.
The Bible said is going to happen is happening. That should make you just really walk with the fear of the Lord. That should make you be like, man, I can't be playing around with the things of God. And so think about this. If they were to do away with phones, right? Everybody's already, we've talked about this so many times. You take your debit card, right? You swipe it, then they put the chip, right? And so they're kind of warming you up. Then they started making you tap the card. Then they started making you tap the phone. And remember, we've been saying this for years. Eventually, they're going to put the phone inside of you some type of way. And now they're talking about a tattoo. And the crazy thing is that with the click of a button, they can.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
So with a click of a button, they can actually just stop that service from operating. Should tell you that. So you might be wondering, what exactly are electronic tattoos? Because Bill Gates is a bit hideous when it comes to his electronic tattoos. Well, think of them as temporary skin applications. Temporary is in the sense of COVID temporary, that use smart ink that is filled with nanocapacitators. And of course, these tattoos can communicate with surrounding devices, letting you do things like send messages, browse the web, or even unlock doors, all with a simple swipe or a gesture. And this is something that we might say beyond communication. Well, what is beyond communication in this case? Well, these tattoos could also monitor vital signs like your heart rate, body temperature, and even detect potential health issues before they become serious.
Well, at the White House, CEOs of some of the nation's biggest tech companies sat down for a dinner with President Trump. And at the table, 33 people in total, including Tim Cook, Sam Altman, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg, just to name a few. Here's some of what the president had to say as the night began.
I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank the media. They've been very nice lately, although I'm still here. So we have to. They made a couple of bad predictions. That was not good. I've never had that feeling before. I went to an event and people are coming up to me and saying, "You're still here." I said, "What do they mean by that? I didn't hear about this." But anyway, I do. The press has been great in terms of this industry, and they understand the importance of it. This is taking our country to a new level. We're leading the world. We're leading China, but we're leading the world by a lot, and we're leading it because of the people around the table. And all I can do is implement and make it a lot easier for you. And I'll be doing that 100%.
The biggest tech names will be here.
You heard that? All he can do is implement and make it a lot easier for these tech giants. Implement what? Laws, okay? Executive orders. Getting things passed, right? Getting things on the book so that these tech giants can set up this MOTB system. Isn't it funny that, how all these tech giants are, they're cleaving to Donald Trump? Just all of a sudden, all these tech giants cleaving to Donald Trump. Because Trump was the guy who was chosen to pretty much usher in, all right, this system, bro. Every other week, you know, it's clippings of AI and, you know, robots. Almost every other week, the news is reporting on it, man. They're getting ready to do something big, okay? And look, bro, this stuff is moving fast, right? The world is paying attention to football and all this other crap. Man, these devils are moving fast, bro. And look, brother, it's only a matter of time, bro. It's only a matter of time, bro. And I can't wait for the day to happen. I can't wait till they change the system around. Because when they do it, the kingdom of heaven gonna be at the doors, bro. So they can come on with it. Okay, they can come on with it, bro. But these tech leaders cleaving up to Donald Trump is very interesting. Okay, bro, we've never seen these many tech giants at the White House. Okay, I mean, that was there from when a nigga got inaugurated. Okay, gave speeches and, you know, all this stuff. Very interesting.
Here at the White House for that event in the newly renovated Rose Garden. Now, that iconic space, of course, on the south side of the White House, just on the other side of where I'm standing now, it looks entirely different after these major renovations that happened there. Now, it was this once green expanse, now it's paved over, and we see patio tables, chairs, as well as those umbrellas out there in the newly renovated Rose Garden. So that's where these business and tech leaders will be later this evening, including Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Apple CEO.
Look at these guys, bro. These people are juiced in, okay? These are the faces of the individuals, right? Or some of the faces of the individuals who will be ushering in this MOTB system here in America. And see, Trump praised them, talking about, oh, yeah, you know, we're number one in the world, you know, over China, but the world. Man, these people finna, bro, they finna make life hell for people in Babylon, okay? All these tech geeks, right? Google and Facebook, Microsoft, OpenAI, Oracle, okay? All these people, man. They're setting the foundation. They're setting the pathway, okay? And you should pay close attention to it, bro. I remember, you know, first hearing about all these tech giants, these tech leaders going to the White House the other day. I said, oh, that's very interesting. I wonder what they're going to be talking about, right? Here we go.
CEO Tim Cook, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, and Oracle CEO as well going to be there. A long list of names, but one of those that is missing from that list is Elon Musk. Of course, we saw that quick rise, quick fall out of President Trump's graces, all of that playing out here at the White House. Musk says he did receive an invite, but he's sending a representative instead. That was in a post on X. Now, I'm told by a source that tonight's event in the newly renovated Rose Garden, it's going to look similar to what you might see at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in South Florida. So this is going to be something to watch because it's the first one in the Rose Garden since it's been renovated. Nicole?
Yeah, and no Elon Musk. Very interesting. All right.
And a big day and night for tech in Washington, D.C. Some of the Bay Area's wealthiest and most powerful techies traveling to the White House to talk.
I've never been a part of something from the beginning. Everybody sees a big tourist town that has proper
AI. Here's our business and tech reporter, Scott Budman.
Yeah, as we speak, the White House is preparing to host a dinner featuring several high-profile CEOs, among them Sam Altman of OpenAI, Mark Zuckerberg of Meta, and Apple CEO Tim Cook. The topic? Technology, which was also on the agenda earlier today when First Lady Melania Trump hosted some Silicon Valley dignitaries to the White House to talk AI. AI, which the First Lady says will lead the country forward.
And I won't be surprised if AI becomes known as the greatest engine of progress in the history of the United States of America.
And Melania Trump invited some of AI's biggest Silicon Valley boosters.
This is all in the service of helping the next generation to solve problems, fuel innovation, and build an incredible future.
Including Google CEO Sundar Pichai making his pitch for AI in schools as well as business.
We really imagine a future where every student, regardless of their background or location, can learn anything in the world in a way that works best for them.
At a time when the Trump administration is literally investing in Silicon Valley businesses, it's turning to its AI czar, a longtime Silicon Valley investor, for advice.
There is a lot of fear out there. Some people think that AI is going to take all of our jobs. I really don't think that's going to happen. I think AI is going to unleash a productivity boom like we've never seen. It's going to make all of us more productive.
Whatever happens with AI, it's being watched from the White House.
So this was years ago. Let's look at what is actually happening. This is 2025. So in a bold prediction that's making waves across the tech world, the very same guy who has always been behind such kind of technology, I mean the Microsoft founder Bill Gates, has suggested that smartphones could soon be obsolete, replaced by an entirely new kind of technology. So forget everything you know about handheld devices. Gates envisions a future where electronic tattoos become the new norm. So Gates is determined to kill off the smartphone and replace it with something far more invasive, the electronic tattoos, electronic tats, which is a technology designed to merge with your body. The question is, why and how does it work? Of course, the answer is as vague as what you actually saw there. But let me actually take you back to when they were envisioning it again. And in this case, this is when they were willing to actually tell the truth. Remember when they said you could eventually call using your palm or your brain? I mean, this time.
The task was instant communication. The creation was imperfect. It had function but was lacking form. The solution will always be a challenge. Yet now it finally comes to fruition. Introducing total integration. Be safe, secure, connected. With the No-Moto E36 epidural implant, you have instant access to everyone you care about. Plus, you can record your history as you make it. Featuring Electro-M technology and organic storage, the No-Moto E36 is the best iteration of a good idea. GPSX and Bluetooth enabled.
So as you can see, there's nothing new under the sun. They always had this kind of idea. So Gates is the one that is quite interesting because in 2025, there's something else that is a little bit like a leap. So Gates points to electronic tattoos that are developed by Chaotic Moon, and they are later acquired by a company known as Accenture, which is a World Economic Forum darling. And this is something that is touting as the next big leap in personal technology. So instead of holding a phone in our hands, these tattoos could allow us to communicate, to access the internet, or even monitor your health, all without a screen inside. So you don't have to touch anything. Well, what's the key advantage? According to Bill Gates, these tattoos are integrated into the body. Imagine you have a device embedded in your skin that lets you interact with the world through simple gestures or touch. This is how it's being sold. And they're also saying it's going to be sleek, unobtrusive, and possibly more intuitive than anything we've seen so far. Well, the tattoos are powered by tiny nanocapacitors. Nanoparticles is what you're supposed to remember. And of course, they don't require bulky batteries or displays. So forget about your lithium battery. Forget about changing your battery.
Yeah. So, little smaller compilation video, man. But it's very interesting that, all these tech geeks, these tech leaders met at the White House, this week. They're planning something, okay? We know a few things, about the stable coins and AI and all these data centers being built here in Babylon the Great. They're trying to outdo China in artificial intelligence. But what they're doing is they are setting up the MOTB system, bro. I pray you brothers and sisters out there, keep your head on the swivel, keep your head on the news, man. We don't have much longer before this thing truly hits, okay? And You know, for me personally, I can't wait till this shit come. They need to come on. I can't wait till they please come, so we can get the hell out of Babylon. Okay, real talk. They need to come on with it, so we can get out of Babylon. We ain't got to go to man. Look, I'm tired of getting up, going to work. I'm tired of all this shit. I'm tired. I'm ready to we ready to get the kingdom, bro. But you know, we're subject to prophecy. Okay, these devils, you know, making their plans, doing what they do. But we can see what's coming. Okay, we can see what's coming, man. So I'm gonna grab a scripture here, then I'll close out. All right, get ready to head to work, man. This is 2 Corinthians 2. Right? It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, meaning what? Of his plans, his motives, right? The scriptures give us insight to what this devil is trying to do. Okay? All the stuff you see in the media, you know, all the confusing media information, don't let it get to you. What does the scripture say? That eventually he's going to come with something, right? A mark that they're going to embed in your body, whether it be your hands or your forehead. They want you to have that mark so that you can function in society, right? But don't take it, because if you do, you're pretty much setting yourself for death, okay, from judgment from the Lord. Very trying times coming, man, but guess what? We needed to happen, bro. That's only how we're going to get the kingdom. That's only how we're going to get the kingdom, bro. These devils got to come with that stuff, man. So I pray that was edifying. You know, you can go back and watch the video if you want to, but I'm going to get up out of here, man. Shalom.